Hello there. Today in this video, we will examine Annabel's social behaviour. Social norms and its relative behaviour are integral aspects of human interaction and play a fundamental role in shaping our societal dynamics. Helping us display this, here is Annabel, an excellent university student who has been revising and writing great notes for the entirety of the semester and is beyond equipped to ace her upcoming online final exam. However, there is an attractive man in Annabel's class who messages her the day before the exam. The behaviour identified here is Annabel's delinquent risk-taking decision to cheat on the exam.
Despite millions of years of human evolution, primitive cognitive and physical traits still exist in modern humans. While humans have adapted gradually to their environment, early hunter-gatherer survival instincts continue to be deeply ingrained in modern neural pathways. One of the early adaptations in humans is the desire to reproduce. The evolutionary adaptation of beauty is essential for the survival of our species. Beauty indicates health, youth, strength, and ultimately reproductive success. Therefore, humans tend to prefer people they find physically attractive, as they perceive them as ideal mates. For example, the guy from Annabel's class may have subconsciously influenced her hasty decision due to his physical attractiveness. Have you ever noticed that attractive people seem to have certain advantages in life? The cognitive bias called the halo effect plays a significant role in how we perceive attractive individuals. This heuristic is a subconscious preference for people deemed physically attractive. It leads us to perceive attractive individuals more positively across various dimensions, such as generosity, intelligence, trustworthiness, and even higher status and resources. This bias can have tangible effects. Research suggests that attractive people are more likely to receive benefits like job offers and promotions. In Annabel's case, the halo effect might have influenced her decision to accept cheating on the exam for a good-looking classmate. But why does this bias exist? It stems from both biological and environmental pressures. Males and females differ in the qualities they prioritize in a partner. For women, reproduction is costly, and they seek partners with the greatest capacity to care for them and their children in the long term. Unconsciously, women associate qualities with male attractiveness that align with their ideals of a potential partner. Studies have shown that the halo effect influences our judgments and decisions, often leading us to make biased evaluations. It can impact our ability to make rational decisions and impartial assessments. So while Annabel may not be aware of it, the subconscious associations with attractiveness may have influenced her decision to view the good-looking guy as a potential ideal partner and accept his offer to cheat on the exam. Our desire for love and relationships has deep evolutionary roots. It stems from our innate reproductive drive, but it has evolved into a yearning for love that facilitates successful reproductive outcomes. The social brain hypothesis suggests that our ability to seek bonds and intimacy with others has expanded beyond mere reproductive purposes. As the neocortex grew at a faster rate than the rest of the brain, so did the capacity to form social bonds and establish relationships with emotional commitment. This has allowed humans to prioritize bonds with individuals who possess ideal traits, such as beauty, increasing chances of survival. From an evolutionary standpoint, the attractiveness of the guy may have signaled to Annabel that he possesses the potential for a valuable social bond. According to the social exchange theory, our behaviour is driven by a cost-benefit analysis. Annabel's cognitive bias towards his intentions may have led her to believe that helping him would yield a benefit, perhaps in the form of a relationship, either platonic or romantic. As our evolutionary history shaped our desires for love and relationships, let's see how brain development also influences our social behaviour and decision-making.
The young adult brain, which is yet to reach complete maturation, is more sensitive to the effects of love. Annabel, who is below 25, falls into this category, which explains her actions in response to the attractive man's text. Function of the adolescent brain has specific deficits in the prefrontal cortex, as this is one of the last regions to fully mature. The PFC integrates environmental and emotional material required to reach a goal, and further controls cognitive abilities and decision making. As this part of Annabel's brain is not fully online yet, discrepancies in her ability to make rational, thought-through decisions are likely to occur, compared to that of an adult. It has been found that adolescents partake in more risky behaviours than their older counterparts, especially 18 to 21-year-olds. This increase in carelessness has been theorised to be underpinned by an increase in emotional reactivity during this period. The effect of Annabel's amplified risky behaviour due to her emotional connection to this crush could override her developing PFC's cognitive reasoning and cause her to act in an impulsive, thoughtless way. The ventral tegmentum area, amygdala, and ventral pallidum have been found to activate in response to adolescent peer acceptance. These areas are also stimulated more in youths in comparison to adults undertaking similar tasks. The ventral tegmentum area is responsible for regulating reward, where the amygdala and ventral pallidum also contribute towards the system. What this reflects is that when being socially accepted by peers, the adolescent brain processes this in a similar way to that of receiving a reward. Therefore, when Annabel gets this message, she may be feeling acceptance and recognition from being complimented, heightening her VTA activation, which consequently signals a reward response. The VTA, along with the caudate nucleus, are the main areas activated when we fall in love or acquire similar feelings. Due to its facilitation in reward processing, linking to love's emotions of pleasure and arousal. Reading the message complimenting Annabel's intellect from her attractive friend would activate her VTA, making her more sensitive towards these flirtatious rewards. This in turn increases the likeliness that she will seek to please and help him, for the end goal of being cared for and shown affection. This impulsive behaviour is also influenced by the amplified emotional arousal of the amygdala, accompanying her excitement and pleasure. The combination of these two developing and sensitive areas further intensify reward seeking while reducing sensitivity to aversive stimuli. This inhibits adolescent brain function, producing an inaccurate viewpoint that pursuing higher rewards will yield little consequences. This developmental delay of the PFC and heightened amygdala response would explain the assumable out-of-character act of Annabel's towards the cute classmate, saying yes to cheating on the exam with him, despite deeper assessment. In addition to brain development, perhaps hormonal changes also influences social behaviour.
Annabel, a teenage girl who is going through a lot of changes both physically and emotionally. As a result, she may make impulsive decisions that can have serious consequences. In this video, we will explore the hormonal changes that could lead Annabel to take delinquent risks like cheating on an exam. The adolescent brain is still developing, and one major change during this time is puberty. Puberty involves a significant increase in sex hormones like testosterone and estradiol. These hormones are not only linked to physical and physiological changes required for sexual reproduction, but also play a crucial role in activating teenage behaviors like risk-taking. Studies have linked estrogen, one of the sex hormones, with reward processing in female rodents. High levels of estrogen can increase dopamine release in the reward structures of the brain, promoting reward processing. However, the effects of estrogen are complex and depend on various factors, including dose and duration of treatment. Adolescent girls with high estradiol levels have a high behavioral activation for fun seeking, a willingness to approach potentially rewarding events on the spur of the moment. Estradiol may also play a role in aggressive and non-aggressive risk-taking in adolescent girls. But hormonal changes aren't the only factors that may influence Annabel's risky behavior. Social status fear can also play a role. Social conflicts may increase the burden of chronic stress, reflected in increased concentration of glucocorticoids like cortisol. When environmental challenges exceed an individual's ability to cope, allostatic overload ensues, disrupting cognition, impulse control, emotional regulation, decision making, empathy, and prosociality. Studies have shown that adolescent girls may take more risk on days they show high emotional distress and high cortisol output. Since Annabel is having her exam, the cortisol increase might might have started a few days back, and Annabel's risky behavior may be associated with an increased cortisol response. However, there are inconsistencies in the literature regarding the direction of sex hormones and cortisol, with some researchers concluding that high levels of sex hormones influence delinquent behavior and others concluding the opposite. The dual hormone hypothesis suggests that both pubertal and stress hormones have an equal hand in risk-taking behavior. The pubertal hormone/cortisol ratio can influence adolescent girls' risk-taking behavior, compromising frontal cortical function. Prolonged administration of high glucocorticoid levels to healthy subjects have been shown to impair working memory into the range seen after frontal cortical damage. Decreased frontal function and increased amygdaloid function during stress alter risk-taking behavior. So overall, as we can see, hormonal changes as well as social and emotional factors can influence Annabel's delinquent behavior. Like hormones, neural factors may also influence risky conduct.
During adolescence, neural circuits shape risk-taking behaviours, especially when influenced by peers. The neuronal effects of attraction on the brain can also lead to a decrease in response from certain brain regions, including the frontal, temporal, and parietal cortices, and the amygdala. When incorporating feelings of affection, the neuronal effects of love on the mind causes a decrease in response from these brain regions, resulting in a reduction of logical reasoning and judgment. Feelings of love and adoration also have neurobiological effects on the brain. Limbic neurocircuits that produce feelings of reward and motivation are primarily affected, guiding the neurotransmitter dopamine produced by the VTA towards the nucleus accumbens. As a result of increased dopamine, Annabel would experience heightened feelings of pleasure and motivation. During this process, the autonomic nervous system is activated, resulting in physiological effects including fasting breathing, increased heart rate, and other vital functions. This reaction is studied to instigate a distorted state of mind when feeling love, making the mind focus largely on reward goals. Therefore, as Annabel is reading and replying to her crush's message, driven by a flood of dopamine, conversing with him becomes her main priority.
As stated by Robert Sapolsky, words matter. Unconscious priming of words can influence the engagement of pro-social or antisocial behaviours. I could really use your brains connotes flattery, expressing admiration for Annabel's intelligence to mask simultaneously asking for a favour. A strong relationship between flattery and compliance has been supported in numerous past literatures, where flattery functions as a distraction. Additionally, a neuroimaging study on distracting language found higher engagement of the anterior cingulate cortex, a region implicated in emotional responses to behaviour. The study supports the notion that the phrasing of the message may have acted as a verbal prime, thus grooming Annabel into making a risky choice.
With respect to what we have explained in this video, we can conclude that Annabel's impulsive and risky behavior did not stem from just a single factor, but from several other factors as well. Based on our analysis, Annabel was primed by evolutionary factors such as halo effect, social brain hypothesis, and social bond. Secondly, developmental factors like delayed development of prefrontal cortex and heightened amygdala response. Thirdly, neuronal factors like increased dopamine and unconscious priming of words. Lastly, complex interplay of hormones, which was explained in the dual hormone hypothesis. However, we cannot base our conclusion on these factors alone, as this area of social behavior is still under research. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more such videos. Thank you.